What's the most inappropriate assignment a teacher has ever given? Senior year, my English teacher, Mr. Davis, gave us the weirdest assignment I've ever heard of. He wanted us to write a letter to someone we hated. Not disliked. Hated. I want you to pour out all your anger, he said. Every cruel thought you've ever had about this person. Make it as nasty as you want. No holding back. The whole class just stared at him. This was supposed to be advanced placement English, not therapy. Kids started whispering about how this was probably illegal. Brittany raised her hand. What if we don't hate anyone? Mr. Davis laughed. Trust me, you do. Everyone has that one person who makes their blood boil. Your ex who cheated. The coach who cut you from the team. The parent who let you down. He said we had 2 weeks to write these letters. They had to be at least 3 pages long. We'd read them out loud to the class, then turn them in for a grade. I was horrified. My letter was going to be about my stepmom, Ashley. She married my dad when I was 13 and made my life hell for 3 years. Constant criticism, favoritism toward her own kids, making me feel like a stranger in my own house. I spent hours writing this brutal letter. 3 pages of pure rage. Every time she called me lazy, every time she forgot my birthday, every time she made my dad choose between us. The day we read our letters was intense. Kids were crying, shouting, getting emotional about parents, teachers, bullies, former friends. Some letters were so harsh the whole class went silent. When it was my turn, I read my letter about Ashley, how she ruined my relationship with my dad, how she made me feel worthless, how I wished she'd never entered our lives. After I finished, Mr. Davis handed me a second piece of paper. Now write a response letter, from her perspective. I was confused. What do you mean? Defend her actions. Explain why she might have done those things. Try to understand her side of the story. This felt impossible. How could I defend someone who made my teenage years miserable? But I had to do it for the grade. So I tried to imagine being Ashley, a single mom with 2 kids, suddenly responsible for an angry 13-year-old who resented her existence. Maybe her criticism came from wanting me to succeed. Maybe she favored her own kids because she was scared of losing them. Maybe she felt just as lost as I did. Writing that second letter changed everything. I started remembering things differently. How Ashley stayed up all night when I had the flu. How she drove 2 hours to watch my baseball games. How she cried when I graduated. The assignment wasn't about hatred at all. It was about perspective. About understanding that everyone has reasons for their actions, even when those actions hurt us. Mr. Davis collected both letters at the end of class. He never graded them, never mentioned them again. 2 months later, I found out why. His son had committed suicide the year before. He'd left a letter blaming Mr. Davis for being too strict, too demanding, too focused on grades. Mr. Davis spent months hating himself, until he wrote a response letter from his own perspective, defending his parenting choices, understanding his own motivations. That assignment wasn't inappropriate. It was the most important lesson he could teach us. Sometimes the people we hate the most are just trying their best with an impossible situation. After graduation, I sent Ashley a real letter. Not the angry one from class, but a new one, thanking her for caring about me, even when I made it really hard. She wrote back saying she always wondered if she'd done right by me. She kept my baseball trophies in her bedroom all these years, hoping I'd come back for them someday. Mr. Davis retired that year. At his goodbye party, dozens of former students showed up. We all brought copies of our response letters, the ones that taught us forgiveness.